I mean, I would be ashamed. I would be ashamed if you ever had to come to me and say, hey, can I have a raise or can I have a promote? Like I would be ashamed. Like that's not acceptable when you have someone that makes that decision. On the flip side, I think that culturally, things have shifted so much where there's almost like an arrogance, both from employers and employees. So let's talk about it from both sides. I see business owners bragging all the time. I never work. I'm unavailable. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Bragging all the time about how basically they're checked out of their business. They barely ever work. And yet it's like, So as your customers are deciding who their partner that they can't live without is going into this next season, are they going to choose the person that's phoning it in, that's saying, here I am, look at me working as little as humanly possible, barely checking the box in my business so that I can, share all the reasons why I don't have to work and I can do these other things instead? Or are they going to choose the person that they really energetically see has their heart and their head in the game and is constantly working on improving and elevating what they're doing? And a note for all the business owners listening, I know as you look at minimizing expenses and making changes in the business to save profits, a lot of businesses will cut their service staff. And I would really caution against that. I know for us, we just hired more people on our service side of the business. We're recruiting now for more people on the delivery side because we understand that we better be able to not just deliver, but be the best partner that people have going into this next season. And that starts with the people that interface with your clients every single day. That's one. On the flip side, from an employee perspective, I think that there's been a very bad shift in the perspective around work over the last few years. And it's very unhealthy. I mean, I will say that there are so many studies about people that retire early and then ultimately die, basically, because they lose purpose in life, right? Work is meant to give purpose. Work is a good thing. Animals who work are healthier and live longer. People who work are healthier and live longer, right? And there's been this crazy shift in employee culture where people believe that they're to be compensated and to be recognized and promoted for showing up instead of for delivering outcome. And that is not going to fly in this next season. And as much as I think business owners have wanted to buy into that culture and maybe have bought into that culture over the last couple years, that is not going to work now. That is not going to work in this next season, right? If your employee, or if you are the employee listening to this show, whichever side you're on, you have to be able to deliver an outcome, whether you're the CEO for your client, for your team, whatever, or whether you are the employee. You are not going to get paid to show up. I promise you, there's no employer on the planet in this next season of the economy where they're going to be able to pay employees to show up anymore. They're only going to be able to pay employees who can deliver a result. And I know no one wants to hear that, but that's the truth. And I want the employees to hear this because I want you to thrive. I was an employee. I learned business as an employee. I use my years of education as an employee, as a business owner every day of my life. I had the best mentor of my life as an employee. And I made the same decision, ironically, that you did, Danielle. When everything was crashing in 2008 and 2009, I was not scared for one single moment that I was going to lose my job. In fact, I knew that was completely off the table because I knew they needed me more than I needed them, period. And so for employees that are listening today, I want you to make that choice for yourself, because when you make that choice for yourself, you will acquire such better skills and you will become such a stronger, more capable business person at whatever you do. And that will elevate your career in ways that you could never imagine, no matter what you're going to do next. But if you're going to get angry and resentful towards your employer because you have to work and because you have to put in extra hours, or you have to go above and beyond, or you have to scrap or hustle harder because you have to actually work to get and deliver a result, and maybe it takes more work to get a result now than it did a couple years ago, you're going to go nowhere fast.
Yeah.
And for the CEOs listening, what I would say to you is you need to look around you and you need to look at the culture in your company. And I appreciate that everyone wants to create an environment that's very cushy and comfortable and friendly and fun, as do I, but you won't be able to stay in business. You won't make it. And so you may need to look around and say, who on this team can I go to battle with? And if you look around and you see people that you can't count on to go to battle with, I know when I look at Danielle and when I look at Crystal, I know at the end of the day, like they're going to do what it takes to get the job done. And they're willing to get in the game and roll up their sleeves and do the work, as am I, right? Like I'm not like, if the ship's going down, I'm not going down. You're not going down. We're not going down. Because why? Because we're willing to get in the game and do the work. You don't have to be scared if you're willing to get in the game and do the work. I can't speak for any of my employees because they each have to make that choice for themselves. I can't speak for any of my clients because they each have to make that choice for themselves.